that you all are having a great day. I am Raymond Sharp, and this is my lovely wife,
Tanesha Sharp.
and we're here to
Jump in.
However, we believe that we all are graced and equipped to overcome any challenge that we can face. And we want to talk about overcoming challenges. That is very important for us not to get stuck. And again, we're not making light of anything or any situation. We just acknowledge that at one point in time, we have to learn to move on. And we've heard it said like this before. Sometimes you have to, you may have to, lead while you're bleeding, or you may have to move forward while you're hurt and you're dealing with things. It's not that you're not taking time to deal with certain things, but it's doing it in a way that's not stopping your progress, okay? And any progress made is good. So even if your steps aren't as big, your progress was making leaps and bounds. Now it's more incremental. As long as you can just keep moving forward, that is the most important thing.
So we said overcoming challenges.
Yes.
How to overcome challenges. Well, the biggest thing is perspective too. How you look at what you're going through, and I think that sometimes helped me getting a different perspective, like stepping myself out of the situation and really looking at the whole picture. And determining whether am I really making it bigger than what it is? You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we make it bigger than what it is. We look at a challenge and we look at it like it's a mountain, but it may not really be a mountain. Like, are we making it way bigger than what it really is?
Yeah.
Is it something we just need to shift and do differently that we just don't want to do? Like, there's a whole lot of things that we have to look at, and when you step out of it, you can see, like, you see you and you see like what's working, what's not working, and then you can get perspective by stepping out and looking at it from a different view and seeing it from a different angle. Or somebody might tell you, you think it's a challenge. Like, have you ever talked to somebody and you're telling them this and this? They're like, all you got to do is X, Y, and Z, and they make it seem small, and you might get like a little offended by it. But if that's a perspective, and so then when you get to a level when you know that you're maturing, you can take other people's perspective and at least consider it.
Yeah. Because
you may not have thought about it like that. So I would say just perspective. How you looking at your challenge? How do you see it? Is it really, really as bad as you think it is?
Yeah, I always say that you have to have a willingness not to let anything stop you, and even if it slows you down, don't let it stop you. Please don't let it stop you.
It may slow you down a little bit.
Yeah,
but
but I've had I'm not. There's certain things, I don't share everything openly.
Yeah.
There's certain things I do, certain things I don't. But last year, I can say I've had a number of things happen last year that I felt definitely have slowed me down some.
Yeah.
And some of the slowdown
I think most of us can relate to that. Yeah.
Some of the slowdown was good slowdown. It was like, okay, it gave me some time to reflect, gave me some time to think. Others were, in certain cases, distractions. Others were things that I needed to kind of like, I need to slow down to the point where I need to take inventory of everything. Where am I? How am I doing? Do I need counseling? Do I need, what do I need to get through what I'm feeling? And even if you are hurt, it is good to get counseling. Counseling, your need for counseling doesn't mean you're weak.
No, it doesn't.
It sometimes, and
and don't mean you're crazy.
Don't mean you're crazy either. I want to say this. My wife and I, we both believe in God. We believe in prayer. We believe in the power of God. However, we believe that counseling is a great tool. It's kind of like if you go to the doctor and they say, hey, you're dealing with X, Y, Z. Okay, we believe you can pray, but also, God bless the doctors with the information so they can help you as well. So
you're not going to stop going to the doctor.
Yeah, you don't stop going to the doctor. Yeah. And as a couple, my wife and I, we get counseling ourselves. We're accountable to our mentors. I'm accountable to my mentors in business, definitely with real estate. I'm very accountable to my broker in charge, letting him know exactly, hey, this is what I got going on. And we have a very close-knit group of friends that we all are accountable.
We hold each other accountable.
Yeah, and in those times when we are having challenges, they're aware of those challenges. We say, hey, they give us a few days, and then it's like, hey guys,
come on,
you guys can make it through this. I know it hurts, but this is what's on the other side of this hurt. If you can just keep going, and we have to really look at the big picture, because a lot of times we put a lot of the focus on ourselves, but really it's not even about ourselves. It's those people who we're connected to that I guess can actually be hurt the most from us stopping.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing you said too, when you tell your mentors or you tell people that you're being accountable to, I know a lot of people don't do accountability like
We all should.
but we should. It's
We all
good.
should.
It's good. Accountability is good. But you have to be okay with what they the feedback. Being open to the feedback. And I think sometimes that could be a challenge, that can be offensive at times. But if they're someone you trust and someone you have chosen to be in that place to, be able to help you, and it's usually, definitely somebody who's where you want to be, someone you look up to, someone who has fruit for where you're going, and they can tell you how to get there. And that's how we decide who our mentors is. If we see something about them that is valuable or that we want, but so they know, and sometimes when they will say, oh, just move on, oh, it's going to be okay. It may be hard to hear that, but they may see something in you that you don't see in yourself. They may see some just something within you. I mean, they know what it takes to get to where you want, you need to go. And they know that sometimes that's just a trick to get you to stop. And they know that if you will stop, you won't get there. And they know that, if you can just get through this, it's going to be, greater. But they may see something in you that you don't see in yourself. So sometimes you have to trust those people who are mentoring you, those people who are trying to push you. Instead of getting upset with them and thinking that they're not sensitive to what you're going through, they see more in you. They see the fight in you when you don't even see the fight in you.
Yeah.
They see the potential in you when you don't even see the potential in you. I mean, when you don't even know where you're going, left or right, they're like, oh, they're going to push you. And if you don't have anybody in your life like that, you need them. Because I have someone in my life that does that push me, and it's hard to hear sometimes when oh, you good, you got it, keep pushing, because you're like, well, I want to stop. What if I want to stop? What if I just want to give up? And but I've learned to receive that, and it has made me stronger, and it has just snapped me out of it. Like I'm gonna go through it. We talking about jumping in. You jumping in, but you got to do what it takes to stay in.
Yeah, I will also say, just to add on to what you said, which is awesome. It is awesome. When we are, and for those people who don't understand, if let's not get caught in semantics. Let's say that. So if you're like, well, I don't do accountability. Well, if you need everybody needs a mentor.
Everybody needs a mentor.
I don't care who you are. You need someone that you can say, hey, look, this is what I got going on. What do you think? Two, and when the what do you think part is not what's your opinion. It's really, does this look right to you? So it means that you need someone that
From
knows
your area of expertise.
Yes, you need somebody that has more information than what you have.
Yeah.
Someone who's more accomplished than what you have.
Yes.
Not somebody said, well, I got to sit down and figure this out myself. No, they need to be able to easily identify, hey, you're doing this wrong and that wrong. It's important because if you're on the wrong track, they are there to help identify you're on the wrong track. Let me steer you back. And you can't be afraid of that correction, because we have to get past this myth of perfection.
It's made us better.
Yeah.
And we're not perfect. Like you said, the myth of perfection.
We have to get past this myth of perfection. None of us are perfect. And we can't.
We don't know it all.
And even sometimes what I've had happen to me lately, I will share this. I've had someone identify and say, hey, Raymond, have you looked at it like this? And give me
perspective,
a whole bunch of perspectives I wasn't even considering. And it just kind of like, man, I was tripping.
Yeah.
And I caused myself some anguish in that area because
you were looking at it
I was looking at it the wrong way. So if you don't have this is why mentorship and accountability is so important, because you really need someone that's going to say, hey, you're wrong, but they're going to do it in a way that you can receive. And that person came to me with the utmost respect and love, ran it down to me. I was like, wow. And now I'm just like, man, I'm so grateful for it. And then that conversation has actually, I've seen tremendous fruit from that conversation ever since then. And we have to see ourselves as looking at each other as, you know what, if you're in my circle, how can I make you better?
How can I make you better?
Yeah, I look at my wife every day, and she looks at me the same way. We want, what's your goal? What you trying to do? Okay, I'm gonna get behind you. I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna advise you. And if I can't advise you, I'm gonna get to somebody that's good in that area. They got and let them do their thing without interference. It's so important that if you are around someone, we got to get past this idea that we are the only ones that can help the people that we love. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because so what happens sometimes, and I've seen this happen, and I kind of cringe when it happens, is that if someone gives somebody advice, and some people are jealous that, man, I will, I was going to tell you the same thing, but you didn't. Or you just don't like the fact of who the advice came from. It can be the most sound advice, but because you have an axe to grind with that person, you advise them differently. Not because it's the wrong thing for that person that's getting advised. You just don't like where it came from. So you just completely allow somebody to come into your life and disavow it for you, and then you believe them because of your closeness. You gotta see it as seeds being planted, and you don't interrupt a seed while it's coming up out of the ground. You don't keep pulling it up.
See if
I
it's
don't like
coming
this.
up.
Or you're not in good ground. Let me put you in some cement. And you won't grow.
It won't grow.
Just because you like cement. And we have to be careful with that.
Wow.
We have to be very, very careful. And, and I say this, being in education and working in higher education at that, I've seen times where, we can advise students, hey, you need to do X, Y, Z to be successful in this particular field. And, they're excited, they're gung-ho, they're ready to go, and then they have a conversation with their parents. Well, my mama said when she was coming through, she didn't have to do all this, so I'm not going to do that. I don't have to do internships. I don't have to do that. Somebody's going to hire me off the merit of my degree. And I'm looking at them like, times were different when your mom was coming through. Even in real estate, I had somebody who had a family member that was an agent back in the 90s, early 90s at that, tried to give them some advice, and they're like, well, this person was a real estate agent. I said, you said was? I said, when, how recently, you know what I'm talking about, with their license.
A long time ago.
And she's like, well, she stopped doing it in the early and mid 90s. I'm like,
things have changed.
Things have changed tremendously. So with that being said, put yourself in a position where you can really help people. And sometimes helping someone, if you're helping them through a situation, means handing them off to somebody else that has more expertise, more knowledge, more wisdom, and even more patience than what you have. If you find yourself continually frustrated with someone. So
this you're talking about if you're a mentor or if you're helping someone now. We switched it a little bit.
Yeah, we kind of switched gears.
Okay.
I didn't identify that.
Okay.
Thank you, babe. Sometimes we have to know when to step back and say, hey, I need to hand you off to somebody else.
Yeah.
I have a friend, and this is the last story I think I'm going to tell. I know we get a little long on the teeth on this one, but she had a son with this young man, and she was granted custody, and she got to the point with her son that she realized she didn't know what to do with him. He wasn't a problem. Son was doing good. Just certain things she recognized, like my son needs his father.
Yeah.
She was like, you know what? She contacted him and said, hey, look, I want the young man to come be with you. He was like, okay, cool, no problem. And she said, this is the best thing for him. I love my son. I want him with me, but I can't do for him what I feel like his father can. So she said, hey, look, I'm putting him in your hands. They have an awesome relationship. She gets along great with her son. Her son is growing up. He's doing extremely well. He doesn't resent his mom from doing that. He actually has more respect for her because of the way she handled that situation.
She was able to give him something he needed.
Exactly. So, and I use that example because it's a challenging decision.
And that's hard to make.
Yeah.
Who wants to?
Yeah. But she was like, this is the best thing for him.
For him, not for her.
Not for her. Not what I want. Well, so all that being said, do what's best. If you really love people, do what's best for them. I endeavor to do the best I can by my wife and my children. I'm thankful to have people in my life that have done their best by me, and I'm really grateful for it, more than y'all know. But even in those challenging times, if you're really seeking help or even seeking to help people, make sure that you're first, if you need help, allow people to help you who you identified as a people to help. Again, some of it may be, a conversation. Some of it may be some therapy from a licensed professional. We give advice based upon our life expenses. We are not licensed therapists. We'll make that very clear.
Not.
Don't say, well, I'm going to get my treatment from Raymond and Tanesha Sharp. We want you to continue to keep going.
These are not counseling sessions.
Yeah.
These are jump-in sessions.
This is advice. This is just advice.
Advice. I ain't going to say a session.
Let's say advice.
Let's say advice.
But I think it's advice.
Stuff that we've learned.
Stuff we learned, stuff we applied, and advice that we've seen others prosper with as well.
Absolutely.
And then on the other side of it, if you are helping someone and you get to a point and like, you know what, they need help beyond me, don't be afraid to hand that person on.
Yeah.
The ultimate goal is to help somebody get through their challenging times. And if you can't do it, it's okay. Just get them to somebody who knows what they're doing, somebody who can, and I think it's best for everyone.
Yeah, it is.
You have anything else you want to say?
That's
Hey.
it.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this helped. If you know anybody who needs this, please share this information or whatever you would like to do. Like it. Let us know what you think. If you want to inbox us or if you have any questions or anything, let us know. We're here to serve and just to help you guys. So, and anything, and definitely we want you to what?
Jump in.
We want you to jump in. We want you to stay encouraged. I don't care what you're
engaged.
going through.
Yeah.
Stay encouraged. No matter what, we're in this thing. We jumped in. Most of us have jumped in some big things this year. I see people going back to school. I see somebody, getting different licensing and different things, just doing some big things. And they've jumped into something new, jumped in and they're experiencing challenges, but stay in there.
It's worth it.
It's worth it. So that's what we're here. That's what we come on for.
Real quick, I don't know why I feel like I need to say this.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship, you jumped into a relationship, and it's abusive, get out of it.
Yeah, get out of that.
Get out of it.
I know that sounds like, I know we're making it sound like it's just that simple, but get help,
Get
please.
help. If you need to inbox us. We'll get you to some people that can help and transition you out the situation. Please.
Get some help.
I know, and I don't want to make lightly of this. Spousal abuse happens to men and women.
Yeah.
But statistics say that when it's a domestic situation, when it comes to murder, it's usually stemming from a domestic situation of some sort. So please, get out that situation.
So.
Don't know why I felt led to say that, but get out of it.
All right.
All right.
All right. We hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll see you guys next week.
Y'all take care.
See you later.